Previously on Spellbound Freedom Fighters.
I cannot believe the nerve of Blue Lightning. He risked a lot with his reckless move, and yet his gamble paid off. He just exposed a huge weakness to Zeus. He's not immortal. He can be harmed and eliminated. With that being the case, we have to find our opportunity to strike. Because if we strike too soon or too late, then it's over. For everyone. For the mortals and for the Olympians that sympathize with the mortals, that have joined the Task Force Vixen and other sides. We cannot mess up. They cannot mess up. Nobody can mess this up, or it's over. We have to strike at the perfect time, or not at all. Because if we do not find the definitive weakness, then we're just going to keep fighting over and over and over and over again. We have to hit him where it hurts and give him such a definitive loss that he will be forced on the retreat. That is the only way we win. So, let's move on with it, shall we? Alrighty, so, I suppose... Alrighty. So... Again, Blue Lightning took a huge risk. And, I and Trojinx reprimanded him for it. But, when he said that he managed to take Zeus down, that caught both of our interest. And that's when we decided to watch Task Force Vixen much more closely for a different reason. We had been monitoring them ever since we learned that they were gathering up an army of Olympians to face off against Zeus. But now, we have another reason to. Instead of trying to be damage control, we're going to be actually taking an active stand against Zeus when the time is right. And when that time comes, We cannot hesitate. Okay, so I see the shadow briefing. Let's go on ahead and grab that and get it done. I'm going to be borrowing Blue Lightning's vehicle for the foreseeable future since mine's in the repair shop for a little bit. Some sort of engine problem or something like that. You know, typical car issues. Anyway, let's go on ahead and get on with it, shall we? I do like the design of Blue Lightning's car, which he calls Shock and Awe. I'm guessing it's because of the lightning bolt motif and his amazement at how fast it can go, especially in the rocket racing reality. There, it can clock in at over 1,000 kilometers an hour. If I had my calculator, I would tell you exactly how much that is in miles per hour. But I digress. The thing about it is 1,000 kilometers an hour is ridiculously fast. For example, a train clocking in at just 600 kilometers an hour, I believe, maybe 5, is clocking well over 300 miles an hour. That's faster than any roller coaster could go. That's faster than anyone would dare drive on a highway. And yet, this car treats it like a breeze. And it's really no wonder that the cars demolish as soon as they touch the ground, because at the lowest speed, they are clocking in at about 400 kilometers an hour. Without boosting, without hitting boost pads, and while hitting hazards, they are clocking in at about 400 kilometers an hour. Just think about that for a little bit. These things move faster than the world's fastest train. So that's some food for thought, huh? Anyway, let's go on ahead and get on over to, all right, maybe over there, shall we? So, what else can I talk about? I mean, sure, I should be talking about the match, but with how my commentary goes, it's usually a little bit slower than the match's progression. So I'm kind of stuck having to not only say very little about what I'm doing specifically in a match. Like when I took down Frieza right then, I could have said, oh, there's Frieza, I'm going to shoot him until he's gone. That wouldn't have, I wouldn't have been able to say that until a few seconds or maybe even a minute after I had started fighting. So, yeah. With this particular commentary, it's a little bit difficult to sync up specific events with specific voice lines. So, there we go. For all I know, it's probably already at the end of the clip, and I am still talking and wasting valuable time that could be better spent looking into Trigeus's match. But I digress. So, what I'm going to do is just provide general commentary on various topics and let the match speak for itself. You know it? So, I know that many of you would probably prefer that I talk about what I'm doing in the match, but in order to do that, I would have to switch solely to text-based commentary, which itself takes a while. So, there we go. That's the reason why I don't do that. So, let's go on ahead and see what else we can do. So, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but what Blue Lightning just found has shocked everyone within the Freedom Fighters to their very core. It's amazing that through his sheer recklessness, he exposed a weakness that none of us expected him to have, least of all me, who has researched into these guys extensively. Like, I have looked into all of these and documented their powers to see if anyone was like that after my worst mistake. Although, to be fair, it's more of a sabotage from one of our greatest enemies than a mistake from my machine itself. So, that kind of softens the blow a little, but it doesn't really absolve me from all of the horrible stuff that's happened afterwards. But after the accident, I started researching into various power possibilities. Like the ability to control the weather like Zeus, or the ability to fire a beam of sunlight like Apollo, or the ability to manipulate disease like Artemis or Apollo, and then there are some that could get mental powers that could turn the tide. I'm not aware of anyone of the deities that have any psionic powers, but those that have the abilities to use sunlight and moonlight also have the very terrifying ability to control gravity. Yes, you heard me right. Gravity. The very thing that keeps us attached to Earth. And honestly speaking, they are some of the most terrifying foes that you could come up against. But the worst is still yet to come. Oh boy, here comes Zuko. No, I don't have anything reloaded.